What happened?
I don't know.
Something went wrong. But you can go now.
Oh, I can talk now? Alright, so this is my intro. Wow, well, that's the best intro I could ever come up with. I didn't have one written out, guys, so, Lions Arch explodes, XSplit broadcaster, please run XSplit, and able to help with the virtual camera. You guys can't see any of this, but it's really funny to me. Yeah, we're talking the attack on Lions. This just totally ruined everything for me.
I'm sorry. It's XSplit. It's not my fault. Okay.
Yeah, so we talk Lions Arch and other comical things that I'll say. Goodbye and thanks for all the fish, Lions Arch. Stay tuned.
I don't know why XSplit just kind of stopped working when I started broadcasting.
So is the
music.
Alright. I can't. All I see is XSplit podcaster. Oh, I can go. Yeah! Alright. Podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 84 of the Chronicles of Tyria podcast, the Guild Wars 2 podcast for fans, by fans. On this week's episode, Bromm put a picture. I can't actually describe that to you unless Naveen put it on the screen.
Boom, it's right there.
Oh, is it?
Well,
is
now
it?
it is.
I have no idea what's going on because all I see is just a blank screen.
Sorry, it's there.
Okay. Bromm's thing on screen. Yeah.
There's a hope and there's Lions Arch. It's in the hope somewhere.
I see it now. Yay.
Yeah, it's the lag on. Yeah, there it is. Alright, Naveen, what about this week's show? Is it brought to you by anything?
Yes. Okay. We have to apologize first because, well, I have to apologize. Because XSplit kind of went poof right when we went online. I mean, live.
Yep, that's the thing.
So it messed up with everything. So, yeah, this week's episode's brought to you by Kevin S. Thank you, Kevin, for your donation, who actually donated $20 to COT. So we can continue hosting this beautiful show on iTunes. And by the meme, Bromms, I wonder where the forest is. In the desert?
Philosophromster.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna try to fix it during the show, but I can't promise anything.
Right.
Okay.
We will soldier on like nothing happened.
Okay. Nothing happened, guys.
Alright, so our question of the week last week, when so many of you joined in because the DDoSers blew up Guild Wars, so we had about 300 of you guys watching live. which was fantastic last week. So that was super awesome.
That was a blast.
Even if it was only because the game was down and we were the only entertainment related to Guild Wars 2 available anywhere on the internet, I'm okay with that. Feel free to come back and watch us again. We are here live every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on twitch.tv/Chronicles of Tyria. If you're listening to us on iTunes, we love you, and we found a lot more reviews from you guys, ranging back as far as 2012. So I blame Naveen, because it's her fault.
No!
But we will get to that in a little bit.
It's like I'm in a lake and I'm learning to swim by myself. Don't blame me if I drown.
Well, if you drown, then that's the end.
That was a perfect analogy.
I know. I'm really good with those.
I know.
All right, so question of the week from last week was, what's your favorite memory of Lion's Arch? And I'll start us off with our good old podcast standby, Marnik, who loves sending messages to us. If you have to comment on anything that we have to say, whether it's positive, negative, question of the week, or otherwise, best way to reach us is hosts@chroniclesoftyria.com. But our Facebook and our YouTube don't do YouTube really, because Google Plus is awful.
Yeah.
And it's hard to, I don't like it. And there's a really funny meme out there, I'm going to sidetrack here, that has a little picture of like a little kid and a dad, and the little kid is like, it's got a G plus on the shirt, and the dad is Google, and he goes, "Daddy, why does nobody like me?" And he goes, "I don't know, son, but I'll make them."
No. Damn.
And
yeah,
that's
that sounds like
what happened with YouTube.
Yep. That sounds like it.
So, Marnik says, "Hey cast, my favorite memory of Lion's Arch in Guild Wars 1 is actually back when it became the Amnoon Oasis for a few days. It was the weirdest thing and made absolutely no sense. Also, with Halloween, someone was buried at the Merchants. I don't particularly like Lion's Arch in Guild Wars 2. It doesn't really mesh with me, especially since all those old castle ruins are gone. In Guild Wars 2, the design is too functional to design. It has the same lack of charm as Barcelona or New York. Interesting combination. I agree. I live in New York. It's not that great. I'd also like to mention that Lion's Arch compares to Rome in the real world. Lion's Arch has been the spiritual center of the game since the very first beta weekend in Guild Wars 1. No expansion really managed to kill it as a capital, unlike Kaineng and Draknar's Forge. I really wonder what's going to happen after Lion's Arch has been nuked. Rome has been sacked more than once, and it's still a very important city. Kind regards, Marnik." So thank you, Marnik.
Thanks, Marnik.
Yeah.
So, Bromms, the next one?
Yeah. The next one is sent in by Kyra Riversong. And she says, "Hey guys, it's Kyra Riversong again. So first of all, this definitely needs to be read in a high-pitched girly voice again." Oh, crap, okay. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, okay. No, I'm just kidding, but okay. Really, question of the week. My favorite memory of LA would probably be the first time I saw it. It was Halloween, the year Guild Wars 2 came out. A few friends were like, "Hey, play this game." I logged on for the first time and was like, "Oh my god, this is awesome looking." Everyone was jumping in the cauldron to costume brawl, and I just thought the decorations were awesome. It took me so long to jump into that friggin' cauldron. Yeah. But Guild Wars 2 was also my first MMO. The costume brawling by the Mystic Forge was just so fun, and I was there for hours hanging out, so yeah, that's my favorite memory. Okay, so also just want to tell you guys, I really love your show. This might be long, but here goes my appreciation mail. I wasn't particularly interested in the lore of Guild Wars starting out because I didn't play Guild Wars 1 at all. As I previously mentioned, this is my first MMO. So anyways, I was mostly just into World v World and still primarily M. One day while YouTubing videos for some World v World videos, I stumbled upon what I think was a dragon lore bite. Or maybe you guys were just talking about the dragons, but it was so interesting to me, I ended up watching older podcasts, lore bites, and Naveen's awesome music videos. I love your Iconopop Logan version, by the way.
Oh, thank you, Cara Riversong.
Anyways, the point I was trying to make was you guys made me fall in love with more than just World v World in this game. I mean, I feel like I knew nothing about the story or lore until your show. I sometimes still am not very good at finding all the extra stories or looking for them until you guys talk about them, and then I'm like, oh, I have to go read it. I've read one novel, and I'm really looking forward to the others, and recently just bought Guild Wars 1 to go play through it to understand some more of the lore.
Yes.
I mean, we all know the lore isn't so easy to come by in Guild Wars 2 if you don't pay attention to little things or go outside of the game to look for it. So I'm really glad I found you guys. Okay, sorry that was so long, but I just wanted to let you guys know how much I appreciate your time on the show. Have a great week. Keep up the good work. Well, thanks, Kyra. And yeah, Guild Wars 1 is awesome. I was playing it, and then I stopped, but I want to go back. So, if you need someone to play Guild Wars 1, let me know. And you can watch our Let's Lore, too, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Naveen, you want to take that last one there?
Okie dokie. It's from Son, who says, my favorite mem of LA, Ping Day in LA, watching a petrification contest with guildies. Son.
Short and sweet and to the point.
Yeah. Hey, lag. No.
Yeah.
It was, hey, Ted.
Oh,
Ted.
Ted.
Petrify.
Oh man, that goes way back. That's beta. Was that beta weekend 2?
Yeah.
I think I still have pictures. I think I may have pictures of that somewhere still. Kicking around somewhere. Old school.
Kicking around somewhere. Also, I can't fix the camera on Skype, so you guys are going to have to deal with voice only, which isn't a bad thing.
I guess that's what we have to deal with now.
Yeah.
Okay. So shoutouts. I feel like I had some, and now I don't. So that was for me.
Sucks.
Naveen or Bromms, who wants to go next?
Bromms,
I don't have any either, really, unfortunately.
Okay.
Are you sure you don't have any, and you didn't forget again?
Yeah, no, I'm
not asking. I'm not baiting.
I'm sure I forgot something because my brain is stupid, but I can't think of any and couldn't think of any earlier. So maybe I just really pissed someone off. I don't know. But no, I don't think I have.
No. I have a shout out. I have 2 shout outs. My first shout out goes to Bromms. What?
Damn.
What? Because Bromms has a big, big heart. And he sent me his COT calendar that I did not have the time to purchase on the store because we had to close the store. And he had bought one and I was too late for it, so he sent me his. Thank you, Robs.
You're very welcome.
And my second shout out is to everyone and the Chronicles of Tyria community and ArenaNet and everyone who plays Guild Wars 2. Just what too.
That sounds very French.
No. If it would have been French, it was I play Guild Wars 2. Huh? Ho ho ho.
I guess that's true.
That's very French.
That's the Frenchest it could be, I guess.
Yeah. Sacre bleu.
Frenchest.
I want to say thank you to you guys for sticking around with us for so long and for making Chronicles of Tyria so big. I am now announcing my retirement from Chronicles of Tyria. Why? Because I can't keep up with anything. And there are many events going on in the community. And I promise to support everyone, and I just can't keep up with it. And I actually haven't played the latest patches. It's crazy. I'm doing a lot of work for a new website about indie gaming, which is shoost.co. And I want to give 100% to them and to it because it's basically becoming my new job. So I am leaving Chronicles of Tyria to lagywn, and I think it will be in very, very capable hands. And I will also make an official post tomorrow on chroniclesoftyria.com. So I want to say thanks to everyone who's stuck with us since the beginning, basically. And I'll miss you guys very, very much. But I'll still do the Let's Lore. So you'll find me every 2 weeks or something.
Well, it'll be changing shortly because we'll be together soon.
Yeah. So,
Together
yeah.
forever.
So if you want to follow me on Twitter, do it now because I might change my Twitter name handle soon for work purposes. So, yeah. Love you guys.
real quick, and yeah, I don't really know what to say, so I can't really make a.
Good luck.
I mean, I'm gonna talk to you like every day anyway, so it's not
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess for formality's sake, good luck, Naveen, in all that you do. I'm proud of you, and I know you'll do great. And Shoost is great for having you.
Oh.
And even though you created Chronicles of Tyria, things will be fine, and I'll continue to run it however I want now because it's all mine. You can't ever have it back.
But if you screw it up, I'll stop. I'll stop hosting it.
I'll have to buy the hosting, but whatever. We'll figure it out. But anyway, yeah. So that's that.
Everyone's in chat. No, I'll miss you, Naveen. I'll miss you too, guys. But it's actually, I've been thinking about this for quite a while, and it's not like a decision I took in 5 minutes. It's a very, very hard decision. I built up Chronicles of Tyria basically with lagywn, because lagywn got on board like a few days after Chronicles of Tyria started, and it's like my baby, so... And I spent so much time on Chronicles of Tyria and with the community and ArenaNet, and so yeah, speech, blah blah blah.
Wow, such speech, very Guild Wars,
much retirement.
retirement.
But yeah, I mean, I'll still be around. It's just not on the podcast, not on the websites, not in game, most likely, because I don't even have time for that. Maybe sometimes, but I don't know when.
Don't count on it. I'm just going to call out now, right now.
Yeah. You can put me as a Tyrian absentee. Well, I'm probably already that.
Tully's not online, otherwise I'm sure he'd jump on that right away.
Yeah, probably. Tully doesn't like me, so whatever.
Maybe one of you guys can answer Alucardalina's question of what does it mean for us? Like, yeah.
What does it mean for us, though? Like,
as
what
far
exactly?
as I think.
Oh, you're gonna be Naveen-less. That's all. Like, it's just me.
Yeah, Naveen is doing her thing.
Yeah.
But nothing's. I mean, for those of you who don't know behind the scenes, a lot of the stuff that you've come to expect from Chronicles of Tyria, I'm not gonna say runs on autopilot, but kind of runs on autopilot.
Sort of.
Like, we have stuff kind of set up in such a way that we can get stuff coming out fairly regularly with little interruption and not a ton. I mean, it's been about a 2-year process to get to this point, but you won't really see much of a change, other than Naveen won't be here on the podcast, or writing for the website or posting on the Facebook or any of that kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that would be in like the Twitter machine. I hate that place. Just kidding, Twitter. I love you.
That's okay. Jalinar is taking care of a little bit of Twitter too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, Giles still going to be handling all of the story stuff, and he's been doing an awesome job of all that stuff, too, so.
Yeah.
Ideally, there shouldn't really be a lot of change. We just won't have Naveen on the podcast anymore, which is sad.
So it's just me saying bye, and thanks for making Chronicles of Tyria what it is today, So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go cry now.
And it's funny because we can't actually see. We'll see that face like 30 seconds from now on Twitch. We can't.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Whatever.
That's all good. But so yeah, you won't. I'm pretty good at delegating, so things will still work out fine. But and there may be I'm looking at this as not a burden, but as an opportunity for. I was going to say new and innovative things, so it's probably just going to be the same. But you never know.
Yeah. Wait until you get all these emails about community events, and then you'll drown in stuff.
Yeah, we'll see. I think have to hire a admin to read all my emails.
A secretary. Bromms, do you want to be lagywn's secretary? It's going to be funny. Okay. That's enough.
Percusaurus says all beards all the time. And I'm not gonna say anything about podcast and third host and any of that kind of stuff because I really don't know. We don't know. We're gonna figure stuff out, but it's gonna be you may have to put up with me and Bromms for a little bit till we figure out what we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll, I mean, it may be a broadcast. It might be a rotating third host. I honestly, I don't know what to tell you, but stay tuned to find out. That's
I
the
could
only
always
way.
shave and put on a Naveen wig and just be like, "Hey guys, I'm Canadian, and there's some words I can't pronounce right. Like, I can't think of any right off the top of my head, but there are some guys."
Developer. No, although developer.
You just said
I'm
it
pretty
right
good
though,
now.
so
Yeah. It's because I deal with developers every day now, so I know how to pronounce it.
So yeah, that is that. I saw Dari Shan in the chat mention something about sending us a question of the week response. I, if you didn't see it because it got lost somewhere in the awful webmail of Bluehost, which just gets.
I know.
It's like 99% spam mixed with like 1% actual emails from people.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't get auto forwarded to my actual email, then I'll never see it. And like, I've honestly been looking this past like 10 minutes trying to find it, and I can't find it.
Yeah, I keep losing stuff too. Maybe it's better off making a cot@gmail.com or something like that.
Might
maybe.
be a better idea. We'll figure it out.
Anyways, it's your boat now.
That's
You're the
right.
captain. Just don't
That's
sink it.
Foghorn.
Anyways.
Aye, mateys. The ship be under a new captain.
It's an American captain now. Uh-oh!
That's right.
We all know how that goes when you gotta play on ice. You gotta lose! 'Cause Canada get gold again! And Canada will get gold again!
It's not fair
in
because
women's hockey.
you guys have an advantage because it's cold there, just like your hearts.
Yeah, right.
You know what isn't cold? Freedom.
Freedom.
What freedom?
Freedom don't come free.
Yeah.
Burns.
Freedom. Apostrophe. Or
No,
shut up.
it doesn't count because we're born with a puck in our hands, so whatever. See that puck? It's very hard. Want me to hit you with it? Brr. Anyway.
I really don't care about the Olympics at all.
No.
At least you're good at something, our hat.
It's because you're too free to care.
That's
free
true.
to care. Too free to care.
Splinter in the chat. The third caster confirmed. Bald eagle.
Oh.
Bald eagle. That's
Honestly, if we don't have a third host by next show, I think I'm just gonna make a bald eagle and just have like a soundboard that's just like a bald eagle screech, like every now and then. What do you think, America?
Oh my god. You guys are gonna lose like half of the listeners.
It'll be fun.
We'll get some Americans.
But we'll double the freedom.
We'll get
So it's
a review on iTunes going like, their show is too American for me.
Anyway. Alright, so you want to run through all these million of iTunes reviews?
Can I get the first one?
You can do the first one. This is my favorite one.
Okay, so this is basically our favorite iTunes review of all time. Comes from a guy called Vegito1971, so we know where he's 43.
Yep.
So, not bad, but could be better. 3 out of 5 stars. I listened to a number of Guild Wars 2 podcasts, and I have heard a lot of good things about Chronicles of Tyria. I began listening about a week ago, and I've gotten to episode 25. Okay, guys, we're at episode 84, just so you, okay. Now I have to say that I'm seriously disappointed. The hosts are fun and nice, but they seem to be more into themselves than the show. It is more like listening to a bunch of nonsensical teenagers hanging out than a serious and informative podcast. Now, as I said, I've only gotten through to episode 25, but I doubt I can bear to listen to any more of these. Sorry, but it could be really better. Was this review helpful?
I want to click on report a concern. My concern is that there's too much truthliness in this review.
Yeah. So, that was the first one.
All right. Oh boy, Einharjar, 5 stars. This is from March of 2013.
Can I just correct you real quick?
Sure.
It's on Harryar. I played Valkyrie Profile, yo.
Go
ahead.
Go ahead.
All right. Awesome. Listen, 5 stars. I may be slightly biased as a member of the guild. I wonder who this is because I have no idea. But I love to leave this on in the background while I work out. Whoa, listen to us while you work out. Fancy.
Nice.
Etc. Good coverage of news and not too serious either.
This is from March 8th, so it might be somebody that's just not in the guild.
That's true. They might not be in the guild anymore.
They hate us now.
Oh, hey, look at the
Oh,
other
hey!
one.
This is from Rune Lockhart, who is actually in our chat right now.
Nice.
Yeah, I think, right? You're here,
Yep,
right?
yep,
Rune Lockhart? Yeah. And this is from May 31st, so almost a year ago.
Yes.
Genuine love for the game shows through... Wait. Oh, sorry. Genuine love for the game shows through their passion. On the 27 podcasts I listen to, this podcast is my flagship podcast. May it have double the life that Guildcast had. Yes. Well, so far, I think we're doing good because we're almost a year from that review. So,
all right, Naveen, you want the next one?
Okay. From Janelle. Awesomeness, 5 stars. Okay, I have to explain though because we haven't found these reviews because I was always looking on like iTunes.com/whatever the Chronicles of Tyria podcast is situated at. It never occurred to me that I had to open iTunes and click on the review to actually see all of the reviews you guys have left. So that's why we're like back in 2013 right now. Okay, so I first heard about it from Tales of Tyria and went to check it out. I loved it so much that I downloaded all of their episodes from day one and started to listen to them. Word of advice, never listen to them while you are drinking or eating.
Never drinking.
Like
never drinking podcast.
And this is actually somebody I remember used to be posting to us almost every week.
On Twitter.
Back in the day. Yeah.
Yep.
January 25th. Hey, we're in 2014 on this one.
Sweet.
Yeah.
This is from Jazzmidi.
Oh, Jazzmidi. Which
yes.
also, if you go to soundcloud.com/jazzmidi, he has a bunch of tunes there. They're really good.
Yeah. One of the best Guild Wars 2 podcasts on the net.
Nice.
The net. Welcome back, 1990. I enjoy listening to this cast chat about patches to the game and their personal experience with a patch. Helps me decide to log in and try the patch for myself or just wait for the next patch. They also invite other Guild Wars 2 guests from the community to discuss fun facts about Guild Wars 2. One day they might even do an interview with Wooden Potatoes, but one can only have hope.
Yeah, well,
One day.
I invited him, so it's on the ball's in his court now.
Mm-hmm.
This next one. Is it my turn? I hope it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
This next one is just titled Dope! This podcast is dope! I've been listening since the lore eps and haven't been able to stop since. It's got me fiending for it like crack! LOL! It's the best one. I want to get that like as a little plaque on my wall. And that was from like February 11th, like 2 weeks ago, or however long.
A week ago.
Is. A week ago.
Oh, sweet.
Boom.
So we are dope. Because that's
we
like...
We are totes dope. We are doper than other things.
Dope on a
Things
rope.
that are
Anyway,
dope.
Naveen,
Dope on a rope.
you want to go next?
Sure. Where's what? Okay. Cheers. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Okay. By an eclectic. I don't even.
Eclectic musician.
Thanks. A good way to keep up on lore, forums, Reddit, and living story events without having lots of times. Sometimes a bit off topic, a bit, but entertaining all the same, all the time. Thank you.
To be fair, we're only off topic if we're broadcasting. The rest of the time, straight up.
Totally on topic. Oh, do you want to... Is that a response to that one below it? Or no?
No.
It's a separate podcast.
It's
Okay.
just another screenshot because...
Oh, okay. Just indented it.
Yeah.
This is on the 13th of February. This may have been after they started listening, or this is when people started listening after the game went down. Awesome podcast for Guild Wars 2 players. Awesome podcast, great casters, and well-knowledgeable conversation. Keep at it. That was from Jamuka.
Jamuka.
Bromms, the last one is yours.
Our last, oh thank God, our last one is from August 31st of 2012.
Nice.
We only started in June of 2012.
Yes. But that's just how awesome it was. I don't know what I'd be doing with my life without CoTPodcast. I love you. That's what it says. It's all in caps. That's what caps sound. Okay.
Wow. Nice.
That was the best all caps voice, I think, ever.
Even with the flailing of the hands and all, like, everything
man.
was there. That was nice.
I'm scrolling up in the chat real quick because it looks like Faye921 says, "Hello, it's Citrus Robot and I am having errors. Newt gonna I am a little runk, but then he'll love you. When I started this me, I was lost. I don't know anything that I was on my own, but COT kept me going.
Aw.
For the last year, I gained friends, family, and bonds. I would never laws. I will rewrite WRIGHT. This tomorrow when sober, but thanks to this podcast, I have found my home. Thank you, Naveen. Sorry again about the drunk typing."
Aw. You're welcome,
And then
Citrus Robot.
later it says, "This is Citrus Robot's friend Kai. He's very drunk."
He's very drunk.
That's the best. I changed my mind. I want that as a plaque. Good luck on getting more sober, bro.
All the sobs.
All the sobs.
We have just a little bit of a mail here from Kyra on the after show. Naveen, please make a Guild Wars 2 song to the Doctor Who theme song. That would be hilarious.
I was actually watching Doctor Who before I came online.
So was I.
I totally was too, guys. I'm cool.
What episode were you on, Naveen? Because it'd be really funny if we're watching the same episode.
Season 3, episode 5.
Okay, so I'm going back through again, so you surpassed me already, but that's okay.
It's because I can't get enough of Dr. 10. He's so freaking cute. It's crazy. Me and Christina, we talk about him on Facebook in private message because we can't talk about it in public.
Ooh, that's cute. And then Tori G, who you might know, aka Wall of Text. But the best messages ever. The best, seriously, some of the best, most thought-provoking emails we get. Naveen, should we do an after show? 2 hours later. Well, should be a meme or something.
Should we do an after show? It's true, the after show lasted like 2 hours.
Oh my god.
There were at least like 4 times we're like, all right, guys, we're going to start wrapping up, so...
and through a certain theme song, we learned that time is very wibbly wobbly, and we went back and lasted another half an hour or so like that every time. Yeah. All right, so Naveen, can you take the link that's next under the news section there, and can you put that up on the screen for me?
The things I do for you. Jesus, mother F.
Well, I gotta get all the work out of you I can. You're out of here.
Okay, well, let me switch to a black screen. Everyone's gonna be a black screen. Everyone's gonna see a black screen. And then I'm gonna do like...
Oh man, that was a pretty good rap so far. And then you just... you killed it there.
Citrus just added, "Oh my god, please don't read the I will send a message to Moo when sober. Naveen, I will really is you."
Don't is me.
Number
Hashtag.
Hashtag. Maple is he. Oh, that's somebody's name. Never mind.
I apologize for letting him near the keyboard. Apple.
Maple Bliss.
Maple Bliss. Okay. Anyway.
Pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. Pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. Okay. I'm enough. Soon. 225:14.
Correct. If you guys were following the Facebook and Twitter, I posted that there was a section that's chroniclesoteria.com/soon. Previously, it just had soon. If you looked earlier this week, that soon changed to the date that you see on the screen now of 2/25/14.
It's almost like a patch update.
Almost. That's
Released.
next Tuesday. So, if you guys are wondering, I will give you a little bit of information. If you're listening here on the podcast, you get the early scoop. What's coming out on 2/25/14, you may say? A contest. A very interesting, intriguing contest, different than any contest that we've ever done before, and has the potential to have you recognized in Chronicles of Tyria and the community as a whole for years, months to come. So tune back in on the website on chroniclesoteria.com/soon. The name may change. On the 25th, which is next Tuesday. So stay tuned. There you go. That's that.
That was it?
That was it. That's all you get.
Oh, man! See, I don't know what this is either. It's driving me crazy, and I want to know.
Tuesday, you'll all find out.
Tuesday? Why does it have to be on the Tuesday? It's a patch day.
Nah.
Yeah, no. No, that's between patches.
It's like a half patch day.
It's a half patch.
I was so hoping to get like actual information this time. Now I gotta wait. I hate waiting. Damn it.
Oh, well.
That's right, folks. You'll get a lot of all the contest information and a few other secret-y things will be released on the 25th. And then there's going to be even more information released on the following Wednesday. So stay tuned and get yourself ready for something that you don't know what it is. So just be excited and check back on the 25th. Yeah, do that. All right. Well, I think it's only fitting if one of the last times Naveen is on the show, if not the last, that we all know what time it is.
It's dating binding time with lagywn. Dating binding time when lagywn. Drop the beats.
Somebody please record that so I have that.
Dating time for with lagywn. Yep.
All right. So we have a little bit of stuff that was mined.
You look weird. Your face is weird. It's all
like
squished and weird.
It is all squished and weird because I'm trying to keep with my shoulder, my headphone on my ear so I can hear if you say anything. Because I can't, like, the helmet doesn't fit over the headphones. I'm going to fix this one day. I should just get earbuds and then I can wear my helmet and still not be like,
hey, look at me. I got a COT sticker on my head and I try to look at the screen, but I can't do it because I'm all like,
that's exactly what it's like over here.
Yeah. I can actually tell who was talking right there.
Tricky, I know.
What?
So, that shaman, he mined stuff like he does on Reddit. A lot of the stuff was things that we kind of already knew about, like the Captain's Airship Pass. But there is something that says Mini Pets, Aetherblade Mini 3-pack, and Scarlet's Champions Mini 3-pack. Contains one of each of these miniatures: Mini Toxic Oratus, Mini Sonic Brawler, Mini Aetherblade Admiral, Miniature Toxic Warlock, Molten Berserker, and Aetherblade Admiral. So, combine them in the Mystic Forge with a Mini Marjorie Delacqua to receive a miniature armored Scarlet Briar.
Armored.
So, yeah.
She's wearing the chastity belt. What?
Mini Captain Magnus, Mini Marjorie, Aetherblade Admiral, yada yada yada. Mini Mytrin. And then there's the new buffs, but these are again things: the Thoughtless Potion and Selfless Potion. These are things that we already know about. If you don't know, which we'll kind of talk about in a little bit, there are now you can recipe craft like utility stations, which are like if you were to have like the, I don't know, like the platter of, Om Berry cookies, where like everybody can run up and interact with it, you can now do that with the maintenance oil, tuning crystals, and sharpening stones. So when you run up to that, it's like a group thing. Yeah, usually you'll see like a weird looking bubble thing at each of the three entrances into Lion's Arch. and that's what that does.
Uh-huh.
I'm really trying to track like how the breakdown of this, because this one says so many buffs. Did somebody say buffs? Oh snap! It's a buff. Buff, buff, buffity buff. I got the buff. These are all lines of text that have been from the patch, so I don't know what it's in reference to, but that's the thing. Let's see. Bag of Imperial Fragments, apparently. Contains a choice of 50 bags of Alliance supplies or 50 Imperial Fragments. I think that might be if you complete one of the achievements, you get that. Let's just keep going through see if there's anything new. Sorry, I didn't have much time to look through this. Nope, that's all stuff for the patch. Patch. Oh, there's a finisher that says 6 finisher package. Nobody really knows what that is. Does that mean you can buy a package of 6 finishers? Or it's like the 6, meaning the Human Gods finisher package? I don't know.
I'm going to say the first one. Because the second one would be super cool.
It would be. I would be super excited.
Me too.
But that's pretty much it. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff. Oh, a Thresher Sickle 5000, a new unbreakable permanent harvest sickle.
Oh, cool.
There's potential for that. And I believe Scarlet's Grasp and Scarlet's Spalders. So there's like special Scarlet gloves and Scarlet shoulders that were mined, and I don't believe they're in the game as of yet. So, I guess we'll have to see.
Groovy.
That was Dynamiting time with lagywn, dating, mining, now just from my hand, it was drop the bass.
All right.
It's beautiful.
I know. Oh well. What can you do when you got skills like mine? Old lady skills.
All right.
No, apparently I'm a teenager. Boom.
You are a teenager.
That's awesome.
That's what it sounds like, according to that one dude from March of 2013.
Yep.
Also, we weren't even doing video casts by episode 25. So.
Oh yeah.
Episode 30 was the first video one.
I see. Well then.
If you're still around, guy, from the beginning that we talked about, I'm glad you stuck with us. If you're not, well,
he's probably the kind of player that stopped playing Guild Wars 2 because RNG or something.
That was right at the start of the living story too, so that wasn't really your bag, and you might have bailed out on that.
Yep.
Never
gonna
right.
give you buffs. Never gonna get you downed. You guys are awesome in chat. That's nice. You get a buff. And you get a buff. Everybody gets a buff. All right. Okay, I'm done.
So let's talk patch. We didn't put a spoiler warning at the beginning because there's really not much to spoil. It's pretty much you just go in Lion's Arch and it's there, and that's what happens. I mean, we're going to talk about it a little more in depth than that, but
well, see you guys.
Well, it was nice.
That was a podcast. Whoa, under 1 hour.
Yeah. But basically, as we all thought, Scarlet's attacking Lion's Arch. You spawn in if you're level 30 or above, you get a cutscene. Doesn't seem to really matter where you are, because I was in Gandaren or Lornar's on 2 separate characters, and I got the cutscene. I think I got the cutscene on a under level 30 character as well. So that happens, and then it's like every hour there's an event to take back Lion's Arch, where there's 3 entrances. There's a Blood-Tide entrance, a Gandaren entrance, and a Lornar's entrance. A little event happens at each one. You do that event, the portal opens to Lion's Arch. You can come in, and then Lion's Arch is under siege, and there's fire and flames, and Scarlet's minions are everywhere. The first time walking in, it was just a big zerg of people just running around, so I didn't really have time to absorb as much of it as I did for playing through multiple times. But I listened to Wooden Potato's review of it earlier today, and I mean, I kind of agree with what he said a little bit, but he was saying that he thought it was going to be a lot more destroyed than it was. And you know what? I'm okay with it because I still can't really figure out where I'm going sometimes. Like I lose
Yeah.
because there's
It's-
like towers tumbled down and like the normal path to get to like the trading post is just gone.
It's pretty destroyed for all intents and purposes. I mean, yeah.
And I mean, there's it's everything's on fire. Major things are destroyed. The bank is blown open. You can run through one side and out the other. There's holes and flames on all the bridges. The holes in the bridges are the worst thing ever because people just I'm walking along, hole in the bridge, fall through. Now I'm down, in the water, or I died. Which again, I do stand by the fact that they should add that as a functionality in World versus World, because if you could put holes in bridges, it would just ruin everybody's day. Especially holes in bridges on the edge of the mist. You could just
Yeah.
and then you're dead. So you guys should do that, ArenaNet. But it's very reminiscent of the Queen's Jubilee, kind of the massive open world Zerg fest where you run around and fight enemies and do various events. The whole mechanic behind it is there's a miasma bar in the corner, which is this poison. And the lore kind of behind that is, if you remember when we went to the Dead End Bar and we were researching and doing like all that information, kind of figuring stuff out, investigation with Marjorie and Casimir and Emissary Warp. You remember you talk about how we destroyed that we injected the tree with the toxin, but that allowed her to make a stronger, more powerful toxin with that, the tree that's in Kessex. And this is essentially the fruits of that labor, is this poisonous miasma, which over the course of about 45 minutes out of an hour slowly gets stronger and stronger to the point where if you don't leave Lion's Arch, you just die. Get hurt by poison.
It's like, but.
How?
But.
Yeah. And it's similar to the Marionette, where as the bar builds up, the closer it is to ending, there are miasma events that happen where like Scarlet's minions are spawning in like miasma generators, and destroying those as fast as you can kind of lowers the rate at which the miasma builds. And the whole mechanic is to try to rescue the citizens of Lion's Arch. And it was pretty unclear for a lot of how this went. Basically, doing these missions, and there's a couple other missions we'll talk about, or these events, doing a couple of the other events that we'll talk about in a bit, and kind of jack up your numbers. But you can also just talk to citizens that are just like have like a little orange fist above their head, and then like that boosts the number of citizens rescued.
Oh.
And actually, there's somebody that figured it out on Reddit, and that's actually a better way to go about it. Is just send people out to go talk to the citizens, and
I thought they had to escape first to get the number up.
I don't think they have to. I think just talking to them, and they kind of run out because they're not targetable, I don't believe.
Huh.
And
Right.
yeah, it's the goal is the more citizens that you save, the better loot that you get. And there's like thresholds, and you get little like daily type chests, like at 100 citizens rescued, I think 100, 300, 600, 900, 1,000 or something, and then 1,500 is the max threshold. And at 1,500, you start, you get the best loot, and you also have the potential to get things from previous Living Story patches that are no longer available, like the Molten Jetpack, and there's a couple other things.
They said there was some of the Jade Weapon claim tickets. You can get those.
Yeah, and there's one of what it was, I think.
Is it the Wormhead, maybe? Something like that.
Yeah, something with the worm. But yeah, I've only there was a bug for the longest time where in the main servers it wouldn't reset the count. So like at one point it was saying when you logged in you already had 11,000 citizens saved, which
Nice.
meant that you couldn't get anywhere because there was no like rewards.
Yeah, there's no tier
that-
above it.
for above 1,500. So that was kind of crappy. But it's fun, and there's other escort missions. There's escort the pack Doliacs from the trading post out. There's escort the children from the bank area, the ones that are, I think it's the, I don't care that our parents used to fight, you're my best friend.
Right.
I think it's those kids. Escort them out. Escort the ogres, like Urmog from Urgamog's Secret, the jumping puzzle. Escort them out. And then escort the lighthouse workers. And those kind of happen consistently throughout the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And minus the children, I really like this mission because they don't stop. Like, the Doliacs, they just go to the ward. Like, you'll be like, Aether Blades will spawn and you'll be fighting them, and then all of a sudden you'll see like the Doliacs they're just gone. They just kept going. Like, you stop to fight the enemies and the Doliacs are like, screw you, we're getting out of here, and they just leave.
Yeah.
Which is realistic, I would think. Help, I'm dying, let me slow down and wait for you to kill everything around before I continue to walk.
It's good, except that a lot of people stop to fight, and the Doliacs just go off on their own, and then they die.
Right.
So, but I think people are starting to figure it out now, hopefully.
Yeah, the Doliacs seem to be the tankiest of all of the escort missions. Like, the lighthouse workers if you're not there, they're dead.
Yeah.
And to get credit, you only need to have one. Like, there's an achievement base for, like, rescuing, completing an escort mission for each one. Only one person needs to survive, but you get, I don't know if you get better loot or what it is for completing it, with more people survive. But what do you think about these escort missions, Bromms? I would ask Naveen, but I know she hasn't played it, so I'm asking.
I think they're good. I mean, I like that there's so much going on. I mean, pretty much anywhere on the map, there's at least one event, but usually there's multiples. So if you just want to go in and fight stuff, there's plenty of stuff to do. And if you want to just go in and rescue people, there's plenty of that to do too. Yeah, I like how busy it feels all of the time. So,
and the Biconics or whatever they're called, Marjorie and Casimir are in there in one part of it, and Captain Magnus is in another part. Bram and Rox are over by the trading post, so they are there fighting, which is pretty cool. And Timey isn't there because she's over at the Vigil Keep, I believe.
Yeah.
The whole time, but we'll talk about that in a second. At about 40 to 45 minutes or so in, 2 unique events will spawn. There's the MOA racing. They're trying to escape, and they're just booking it, and that is a very difficult one to do because they're MOAs, so they die very fast. There's an achievement for actually escorting all 5 of them out without them dying, which I managed to only keep 1 alive, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
But which is kind of crappy, but also sort of ingenious. At the same time, Commodore Lawson Mariner, the grandson of Kobaya Mariner from the Sea of Sorrows novel, who got that one kind of inn off the Grand Piazza of Lion's Arch, he spawns an event where he's going to try to leave, and you can escort him out. But you can't do them both at the same time, because you just wouldn't be able to get logistically to do both. But what's cool is he leaves and goes up to Fort Mariner and then gets on an airship and then leaves, which is actually, if you don't know, Captain Magnus is just talking all throughout the time, kind of giving you shout-outs as to what the level of miasma is. Like, oh, it's fine, just rescue citizens, or it's getting thicker, or like, oh my god, you're all gonna die, get out of Lion's Arch. But what happens is Ellen Keel left. She's not even there when the fight starts. She's gone.
No, she's there.
Not when it starts, because she comes flying in on her airship.
Oh. No,
she's the one that. She's the one that picks up Lawson Mariner to get him out of there.
Yeah, but she was on the dock standing there.
Is she?
Yeah, she's like, because they're on the wall of Fort Mariner, and I remember seeing her up there, so I ran up to see what they were talking about. And this was like right before it ends, and I don't remember if Lawson was there or not, but Magnus was up there too.
If this is right before it ends, she wasn't there the whole time. She comes in that airship that's right where they're standing.
Yeah.
That's the airship that she has, that she stole from My Trin.
Right.
Which is how she's able to fly it in and not get attacked, because it's a Scarlet airship, so she flies it in. And that's what your escort mission for Lawson Mariner is, to get him to that point.
Okay.
And then Keel comes off of it, Magnus comes over, and that's how they get out. And actually, Canuck and his jailer get on that too, because he's just chilling in jail the whole time. So they get on that too to leave.
The first time I saw that, she's like, "All right, guys, we need to get out of Lion's Arch because this miasma's getting too strong or whatever." Or maybe Magnus said that. So they all run into this airship, and there were a couple of us like standing around there. So we moved forward to try to get on the airship, and it just starts taking off. Like, wait, what's going on? Like, okay, I guess we stay here then. But yeah,
yeah, and if
well, I say around the 40, I think it's at the same time as those other events, but I don't know for sure, is when Evan Nashblade and his Dolyak escort spawns. And you have to get them through the gate up where the main city hubs were. Have you done that one at all?
Well, I don't know about Evan going with them, but the Dolyaks are constantly going to
They
that
are, but there's like it's either the last one, I think it's the last one because of what happens. But he spawns and actually goes out with them, and then he has this little talk that is basically he's talking to the gate guard, and he's like, or the gate guard is this little Sura, Captain Shud, I think her name is, and she's like, Evan, you need to get these Dolyaks out of here because we got to get people through the gate, and he's like, I'm going, blah blah blah. And then she says, like, again, hurry up. We got to get people through this gate and shut it down. And he's like, oh, that's what you're worried about? So he takes the Dolyaks, goes through the gate, and as soon as he goes through the gate, it shuts off. And she's like, that bastard. And basically, like, makes a comment about how, like, wondering how he shut the gate off. And then all of the citizens there have to get redirected to another gate. Like, all right, I guess that's, yeah. Ugh, Nashblade.
The best. Jerk. Best ever, I know.
Oh.
And right before the end of the event, 3 bosses spawn. There's a toxic jungle worm spawns over by where Marjorie and Casimir are, over on the right side of the map. The Molten Berserker from the Molten facility and the Molten Fractal, he spawns in Fort Mariner, and 5 Aetherblade like champs spawn by where the lion statue is, and that's pretty much it for events that happen in there. And then that's kind of the cycle, which is really cool because it takes about 45 minutes, and then in 15 minutes the events to start to go back to try to retake it start again. So your time between fights within this patch are very limited, so that's pretty cool. There's the rubble locations. There's like random rock rubble locations all around there that you can salvage to find heirlooms, and you get 250 heirlooms. You can get the Halo Devil Horn tonic that just gives you that for an hour, but it's unlimited use. What else happened in this event?
There's the bags that drop that have some really cool things. Basically, when you kill stuff, it has a chance to drop kind of a special event bag, like the same thing with the dragon coffers and things like that. But they drop all kinds of stuff now. They drop Magic Find boosts, which are the children's drawings that we got in one a long time ago. They used to be Karma, but now they're Magic Find.
Yep.
There are Quaggan tonics, and there are endless Quaggan tonics, which actually seem to be pretty frequent, which is cool because it means a lot of people get them this time around. And then there's Magnus Mini, and there's airship passes for there's like a special airship, kind of like there was in the Queen's Jubilee. There's like a special area. There's a special airship that if you get a pass, you can go there, and it's like a one-stop shop for all kinds of stuff.
There's also permanent ones you can get out of the bags as well.
Oh, are there? Oh,
yep.
Wow. Yeah, I have not. I have like 1 or 2 of the temporary ones, but that's it.
You can buy the permanent passes in the gem store too for 1,000 gems, and you have it forever.
Nice. Okay.
So I bought one because I missed out on the Queen's Jubilee or the Royal Terrace. But yeah, you can get permanent ones out of the bags. But you can also get someone got a precursor out of one of those bags earlier today. And these bags drop like crazy. Back for completing the meta achievement, you get 100 bags. So anything that drops loot can get a precursor, and these things count. So you could just stack up. Unfortunately, you can't trade them and buy them. Otherwise, I'm sure there would be thousands of them being purchased.
Oh, yeah.
But you can just get like random crap like greens and blues out of it, too.
Yeah, but honestly, I sell those greens and blues on the trading post. I've made like 10 gold just off of doing that
Wow.
from those bags. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a lot of pretty cool stuff. I think you can get dyes. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think so. You can get there's this thing called there's something belongings.
Yeah.
Belongings or something. And those you can for obsidian shards, for tomes of knowledge, for Zai Taffy, and some other stuff from older events. And so
there's this new back piece that looks like Dr. Octopus, like a spider, mechanical spider on your back. That you get parts for out of these bags. You get like 4 things together. You put them together, make a blueprint, and then you can slowly upgrade it. And then for 250 of those belongings, you can buy the ascended version of that backpack. And then later on, there are ways to change the color, like to make it glow different colors.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a pretty unique thing. There's new gem store armor, which is very mixed on the forums and everywhere. What do you think, Bromms? You've seen it? I take it, right? The new the Zoramos armor, as I call it.
Yeah, I like that it's a lot different than what we've had before. I don't hate it as much as other people do. It doesn't fit any of my characters right now, so I don't have a lot of interest in it. But if they made it so you could change the color of the shiny armor piece that's blue in the middle, I think I'd actually get it, because it would fit on some of my characters if I could change that color. But a lot of people are just saying that they shouldn't have added it at all, which is a weird thing. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of armor out there that doesn't fit my characters, but I'm not upset that it's in the game, because I might make a character down the road sometime that might actually use it. And there's lots of people that have bought it so far, so it can't be universally hated that much.
I
like that it's different
at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking with somebody, I think it was Casey, was saying that she's like, this is if you want to be Genie from Aladdin. Like, these are your Genie from Aladdin armor. Because it makes your skin glowy blue. You got the weird, like, pointed tip Arabian Night style shoes.
Yeah.
On all the armor sets.
I've seen some interesting things that people are doing with it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's bad. It doesn't fit with anything that I have, so. I still want my fur armor. I'm waiting for that one of these days.
One day. Trying to think what other stuff they added. Oh, there's 3 refugee camps. There's a refugee camp in Lornar's refugee camp in Blood Tide, and refugee camp in Vigil Keep, which is where all the major things have been relocated to. The dungeon vendors, all the mist portals, fractals of the mist, the portal of South Sun, trading post, all that stuff, Mystic Forge, has all been relocated to the Vigil Keep. And but everything's just kind of cramped together, and it's fine. There's actually the balloons that we used in the Queen's Jubilee that will take you between the Vigil Keep, Lornar's, and Bloodtide Coast, which is kind of cool. But there's different NPCs. Like, you'll notice NPCs from Lion's Arch ended up in different places. Like Urgmog from Urgmog's Secret, like, he is in Lornar's. And if you actually escorted him out during the escort event and talk to him, he'll like have unique dialogue about how you like thank you for helping me out. Which is kind of cool. And Marjorie and Casimir are there, and I feel like they're really like I love Marjorie. Casimir's okay, but they are really shoehorning how much like I feel like it's been established. We know that they're in a relationship, and I don't have any problem with that whatsoever. But they are really shoehorning in like how sickeningly sweet newlywed couple can we make them? And it's just like, do you know the dialogue I'm talking about?
I know the dialogue you're talking about.
It's so cold.
Yeah.
Well, it won't be if I come over. I'll come over here, sugar. Okay. Like, I mean, come on. We get it. They're together. They're awesome. Well, Marjorie's awesome. Casimir is there.
See, I like Casimir each more. Like, I like her more and more each patch, because I don't know. I don't know what it is about her, but I think she's okay.
Like I said, I like them, and I'm not against it. I don't want to come across that way in any way, but like, just like, hey, what was that? Stuffing more Marjorie and Casimir relationship down your throat, whether or not you like it. But they do have another dialogue that follows that I really like. That's, oh man, I can't believe this is happening, and blah, how I can't believe we got out, blah blah blah, and it's like. They talk to Marjorie about how she was part of the Lion Guard, I believe. They discuss, or part of the Ministry Guard, rather. Marjorie used to be on the Ministry Guard. So they delve into that, and then after she left the Ministry Guard, she joined the Durman Priory, and then after that, she opened her own investigation thing, and they talk about her backstory a little bit. But then she says something like, oh, maybe maybe the gods really are watching over us still. And then Casimir says, I like to think that they are. Praise the Six. And I'm like, let's throw some lore in there, that they think maybe the gods are still around. And I like that. That was cool. Also, there's at one point where Evan Nash played, where they're like, oh, thank you, you finally got out there. And he's like, please give me some good news. Tell me Ellen Keel's dead. And I was like...
He says Ellen Keel and Magnus. He's like,
yeah.
Tell me they're dead. Like, damn, dude. But then he gets all his stuff requisitioned, so...
yeah. Some BS, man.
No, it's not BS. He's a jerk. He deserved it. Absolutely.
But there's a lot of dialogue if you stick around. I didn't see anything from Rox and Bram, but I couldn't find them. I wasn't really looking.
They're I think they're right outside of the Gandharan exit.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah, there's like a little tent camp set up there, not the main one, and they're just kind of standing there.
Okay.
They didn't have much to say though, if I remember correctly. So.
Trying to think what else has been adjusted. Oh, there's an item that drops that's the enemy of Scarlet's potion of Scarlet's enemy slaying, which is like it boosts your damage against all of Scarlet enemies and reduces your damage taken from all of Scarlet's enemies. They updated in one of the patches after the fact that now you don't take an additional 10% damage from using that tonic from Scarlet's enemies. Because it was inverse. You were doing 10% less damage and taking 10% more from them. So they fixed that now. So it actually works.
That's good.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Because you do get one-shotted pretty often sometimes.
Yeah, I was complaining about it in guild chat. I got hit for 32,000 damage by a war banner from a veteran Aetherblade guy. I was like, all right, cool. I guess I'll take it. What else am I going to do?
For those of you that are Black Lion key buyers, right now, if any Black Lion chests you open are guaranteed to include, on top of what they normally give, 5 bags of Alliance supplies. So that's cool. There's also now a chance to get a mini Mytrin and a mini Marjorie in Black Lion, the Black Lion chests. So that's awesome. And they're pretty cool. I opened 20 bags or 20 chests. I got 2 Mytrins. They're supposed to be rare. I don't know.
That's because you have all of the luck.
Yeah.
I did end up buying the Marjorie, though, because I didn't get one, and I said, I need this for me. So I bought that. Also, if you log in right now, you can get a free mini 3-pack, the mini pack number 2. They're free in the gem store right now. So you just log in and get free mini packs.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
Maybe I'll patch my Guild Wars
get 3 free minis.
Yeah.
Just log in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There was a few patch little updates, like the worm dropping the kegs to kill the one worm. The achievements dropped down to 5 kegs instead of 30 kegs. There's a couple of random little bug fixes and things like that.
There's a new vista where the marionette used to be.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Because the marionette's totally gone.
Yes.
But if you do have any of those ciphers left from double-clicking 25 of those things, the chests are still in Scarlet's Lair, so go and use them up now, or presumably, I guess, destroy them, because that's what I did. I didn't think I had like 7 of each of them, and I was like, this is taking up inventory space.
Yeah, I deleted all of mine, and then I just saw, I think it was earlier today or late last night, they posted, like, don't destroy your stuff, because we're going to put the chest back in. Thanks. That's super helpful. Oh, well.
What
can you do?
Let's see. There was. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think we're pretty much there at all the stuff that they added in. Do you remember? You think of anything else? Oh, this is something I wanted to talk about. Personal story. You can still get into Lion's Arch if you have. You have to go to the south of Lornars now, like the far south of Lornars. I think it's Lornars. Yeah. Or Gandaren, actually, the snowy part of Gandaren, way to the south, like right-hand corner. And there are two. There's Captain Smash, who was the golem in the Captain's Council, and there's an Asura bouncer or something. It's a little tiny female Asura, and they're basically there to sneak you into Lion's Arch, to allow you to do your personal story missions that take place in there. So I did the level 30 mission where you meet with Destiny's Edge for the first time in a completely destroyed Lion's Arch.
Uh-oh.
Like, there's flames and airships in the sky, and the lion statue is destroyed. And, like, Logan Thackeray's like, and they all come in, they're, like, fighting each other, and they leave. And I'm like, who needs a timeline? Just get rid of that. And then I did the Order of Whispers. Was the mission that I took. So I did the follow-up mission, which is where you meet Tybalt. Tybalt is there, next to the bank, with his apple cart, trying to sell apples to a ruined Lion's Arch. Like I said, who needs timelines? Nobody.
That is a little weird, but
Oh man, I just read up on the Twitch chat. I don't even know what you guys are going about.
People want to see Bromms in a bra, apparently.
It's not a bra, it's a bro.
Oh God!
It's a brassiere for men. I can't do.
Naveen, what are you posting?
My reactions.
All right. Well, last thing we got from Live Garden at the beginning was there's a couple balance patches that just went in, I guess. There's no longer.
I think they're coming down the road.
Are they coming?
Because they were still fairly abstract.
Yes, next feature build. Yeah, a couple of trait changes to Elementalist, Engineer, Guardian, Necro, and Ranger. It seems. They're actually going to change Ranger so that when you activate your pet's S2 skill, it interrupts whatever they're doing, and they actually do it.
Yeah, it's
How
about
great
time.
would that be? Especially for PvP, when you want to activate your Wolf's Howl to fear people away. You don't have to wait for it to finish attacking, and then decide to howl when it wants to.
It'd also be nice for like healing when I'm like, "Hey pet, heal me," and it's like, "Okay, oh, I can't anymore. I just wasted my cooldown."
Yeah.
Thanks, pet. You're the best. I
Wah,
love you.
wah.
Remind me not to feed you for a week, you bastard.
I think that's it. Is that it?
Yeah, I was actually surprised that there wasn't as much story as I thought there was going to be. It's interesting because, like you were saying earlier, the story that you get, you kind of have to find around the city while you do the city events, and then you have to kind of stick around afterward and follow different NPCs, which I like because it's this. I don't know. They're doing a really good job of making it feel like it's more of a living world than just stuff happening. Do you agree with that this time around? Like the last couple patches?
Yeah, I agree. There's not a ton of story, but it is kind of make things seem like stuff's actually moving.
There were a lot of people that were like, "Yeah, they're not going to destroy Lion's Arch. What are you guys talking about?" And then we sign in, and like the first thing you see is this video, and it's like Lion's Arch, and it just explodes. Like,
No
okay,
more.
yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with it down the road, but it's pretty awesome what they did with it now. So.
Like I said, I had figured that was going to happen, and I was hopeful, and it worked out. So I'm a fan.
What's interesting is we had showed that picture from Scarlet's Lair a couple weeks ago with the 4 X's.
Yep.
And so we figured out that all of those X's were on the major points. So Lion's Arch, Vigil, Priory, Order of Whispers Cave. But it's interesting because, except for the Order of Whispers Cave, that's where all of the refugees are right now.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what those X's are for. I don't know. Somebody was kind of postulating that on Reddit today, and it was interesting. But I still think that something's going to happen with the Vigil, with those 3 bases. But there's also that giant drill that is in the middle of Lion's Arch, and what that's going after. So we know that there's ley lines now, but what I think a lot of people thought that she was trying to get the energy out of there, like by sucking it out with machines. But I think she's actually just drilling down into the ley line. So I don't know what that means, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it actually is, but Wooden Potatoes said it when I listened to his version of it as well, and I got to agree. I like that Scarlet is not really here. Like, all the shit's going down, but she's not, like, in the background laughing her stupid Scarlet stuff. I'm destroying Lion's Arch and you can't do anything about it. Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad that she's just kind of like, we saw her in the video and that's it. That's all we get of her. And she's much more of a villain now.
Yeah, definitely.
I completely agree with that statement. I think that was a good call, removing her completely. Not having an active presence, rather, in this.
It makes it feel like all of this Lion's Arch stuff was just a giant distraction so that we couldn't stop the drill. Because she's basically like, you guys can either come stop the drill or you can save all these people in Lion's Arch. What you going to do? And we're like, all right, we're going to save all the people in Lion's Arch. So now she just has free reign to do whatever the heck her drill is doing. But.
Yeah. And, I mean, we don't have a patch next week, and we have a patch the following week, which should be the conclusion of the Living Story. So that'll be it. End of Scarlet arc. End of Living Story Season 1. As it were.
That's huge.
And then the following patch, there's, a break. There's, the 1 week break. And then the following patch is the feature build, which I think they're saying is pretty much not going to have any... Nothing's going to have any story at all. And that's where they're going to drop, like, a ton of new features. That's where all the balance changes are coming.
No.
This is the potential for something huge.
Guildhall?
This would be the time to do it.
Yeah.
Because they're not doing any story. They've been working on all these secret projects in the background.
Whatever.
So, this is we're only gonna update the game with features. This is March, so it's not Super Adventure Box. We know that. That won't be coming till
But
April.
it's coming soon. So excited.
So it'll be like, okay, just updates. So maybe this is where we get Polymock and the shooting gallery and all those other things, or we get the professions are balanced and everybody's happy. Precursor scavenger hunt would be good for this as well, because they data mined that a long time ago. Maybe the fishing rod and maybe new weapons, maybe the Tengu. I highly doubt it, but this would, or you know what, like you said, better things to do with your merits and your influence, because right now it just keeps building up with nothing to do with it. So guild halls are a use for that would be good.
Yeah.
Just to interrupt you real quick, because you mentioned Tengu and I forgot about this.
Oh,
If you go up near where the Tengu wall is in Lion's Arch during the fight, you will get killed by arrows there. The Tengu actually shoot anything that gets near, which is really interesting. So, maybe they're gonna get involved. I mean, I'm not getting my hopes up for Tengu either, but I thought it was interesting that they even put that in there in the first place. It's like we were running around there and people were just dying for no reason. Like, what the heck? And you just see these arrows coming down. Everyone's like, are those your arrows? I'm like, no, I don't shoot blue glowing arrows. I wish I did. But, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like, because people were thinking this would be it, where they'd be like, oh my god, they're attacking right next to us. We need to help Lion's Arch. And they're like, nope. Come over here and we just shoot anything that moves. Friendly or foe. Doesn't matter. So... maybe that's when they get involved after Scarlet ends, because maybe we'll have proven ourselves to the Tengu by defeating Scarlet and all this, and that's when they'll join. Or maybe they'll just be like, here's a 6th guild mission thing that you can do. Here's a guild hall. Here's some, you can go fishing now, and here's a couple of activities in the balance patch, and maybe I think it'd be a good thing to throw in a new map for PvP or maybe a new mode for PvP, and kick off, World XP being account bound. That's what I would hope for. All that stuff, all in one patch, and that's it. Like, I don't need story. Just give me that. I know I want the lore to be tied to the story editions, but like, we need this stuff desperately. Just give it to us.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Cool.
All right. So, well,
And
then,
ba-dum.
Did we have a question of the week?
I don't think so. Did we?
No.
Okay.
I did not have one prepared.
Huh.
Bromms,
No.
Naveen.
But, meh.
I got nothing. We'll just come up with an extra good one for next week.
Look at this. That's misdirection. Nobody will see that coming.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Well, I guess for the 84th episode of the Chronicles of Tyria podcast, I'm Lagman.
I am Bromms.
For the last time, I'm Naveen.
Oh, you should probably I meant just say Eduardo if I get that out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
Be the same because he was listening.
Huh?
Eduardo.
What?
You gotta say Eduardo.
Just say his from his name.
Eduardo from Mexico. No, wait. Eduardo from Mexico.
Okay, because he was listening and they were saying who's gonna say that from now on.
Oh, not me.
No. So, all right.
Sorry.
So on that note, guys, we'll see you next time.
Yep.
Or not.
I'm Benson. You can't see.
No, I can't. I see
I mean, did you try turning on virtual camera output from Tools General
can't hear
Settings?
Sorry. Outro. Done. People were asking for after show. Do you guys want to do an after show? Or?
I can't. If we're gonna talk about stuff tonight, I can't. I have to get stuff done for school still.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
So, guys, sorry. No after show, but thanks for all the buys and adieus and stuff. I'll miss you guys too. So, see you.